Hi everyone, thanks for finding my channel, Arkytior Collective. I try to read the energies that are prominent in the collective and tell the story that the cards want to tell. Not all messages will resonate for every person, so if one sounds like it's for you but then the next message doesn't, then leave what doesn't resonate now but keep it in mind because it might make sense at a later time. I intend for my readings to be timeless, so whenever you find them is when you're meant to. Hi, I hope I find everyone well. I believe the moon is in Scorpio right now. Oof, a couple days where it was in Libra was not fun. I know I'm not the only one who felt that one. That was a weepy kind of couple days right there. So, let's see. I think Venus is still in retrograde in Capricorn. And the moon, I'm not sure if it's still in opposition with Pluto or not, but it was for a while. So I've laid out the First Light Tarot like always. Thank you, Ozzy, for the beautiful gift. I love it. We're going to get the energies that are prominent in the collective. I asked for my energies to be kept out of it because I didn't want to read for myself anymore. So we'll see what the rest of the collective is doing. But first, let's clear space and center and call in our protections, okay? So everyone take a calming deep breath. Hold for 2 heartbeats and release. We ask all positive energies to attend us and guide us to the messages that fulfill our highest good. Guides, ancestors, patrons, angels, archangels, and source, please come forward and be with me. Michael, please guard the corners. Gabriel, make the messages clear and useful. And Metatron, be present to protect the seekers and the deliverers of the divine's communications. Ah, I love my gong. I love that tone. It's so nice. It actually resonates for a few more seconds after the mic picks it up. It's quiet, but it does resonate. I can still hear it. Okay, so I've called on the First Light Tarot. This is the one that's pictures from the Hubble Space Telescope, my favorite, absolute favorite telescope besides Voyager. I'm a big space nerd, so I love the Hubble. I will cry when it has to fall back to Earth. With the James Webb Telescope up there now, though, now we've got like 2 eyes in the sky. Well, more than that, but the James Webb Telescope is a beefy motherfucker, and it's coming back with some beautiful things. So, but I will always love Hubble because it gave us the first images in the 90s of everything in color and everything beautiful. And so, I laid out a modified Celtic cross, which is the heart of the matter, what's crowning, recent past, which is 3 months, present time, near future, which is 3 months out, and outcome, which is probably like another 3 months. So we've got like 3, 6, and 9 months. In the middle of the reading, this is all for the collective. On the collective's heart, in the heart of the reading, is the Emperor, which is Aries energy, order, logic, stability, and plans. So either there's an Emperor in our hearts, in the heart of the reading here. Emperor energy. If this is not a person, this is an energy of just trying to make sense of things right now. This is trying to find order, trying to be logical, trying to find stability, trying to make plans. Maybe not even trying, because the Emperor is in his power, so he's not trying to be anything. He is who he is. So this is an energy of making plans and ordering your surroundings and finding stability and doing the things and being logical. That's where we're at right now. It's a very head over heart kind of energy. The truth we chase. is a very in your power kind of energy. So if this isn't a masculine, it's in our masculine energy. And with Moon going into Scorpio, this kind of makes sense. Because Scorpio, even though it's a water sign, is a very active sign. It's very powerful. It's very sure of itself. You know, that's what we're trying to be. We're trying to be sure of ourselves right now. In the crowning energy here, which is what's on our minds as a collective, is the Chariot. Drive, determination, ambition, and emotional control. See, again, with the Emperor here in the heart of things, logic and order, and then we have the Chariot, which is controlling our emotions. There's something where we're trying to be mindful of what's logical instead of what's in our hearts. And I think for a lot of us, it's because our hearts have been very, I was going to say hurt. We've been hurt this cycle. And now we're trying to deal with things in our heads instead of with our hearts. Because I don't think we were able to trust what our hearts were telling us. We weren't able to trust ourselves when we were thinking with our heart, you know? Recent past here we have judgment, results, decisions, outlook, and finality. So something was called to judgment in the recent past. We made a judgment call. Chariot is Cancer energy, just to say. Judgment, there was something like final. Something final was decided. Judgment, however, gives me the feeling of calling something up from the past, something that might have been dead. Because that's what judgment is. In the Rider Waite, when you see judgment and it's the angel blowing the trumpet and people are rising up out of their graves, that's the rapture. And that's when everything that's dead is called up to account. So it's like, you know how in the Egyptian mythology, when you die, your heart is measured against the feather of truth. That's judgment. Okay? So when I don't know if it's just Christian mythos, but in spirituality that's not Egyptian, when we get to the other side, it's said that our lives flash before our eyes. That's our recall. That's the judgment. When everything is brought to account that we've done. So something in the past has been called to account and made a judgment call on. Okay? Present energy here, we've got emotion. Like attracts like. Stay positive. Control of self, again. And mindful happiness. Mindful happiness means you are actively choosing to be happy. You know what I mean? Like with your circumstances. Now, okay, I need to make a disclaimer here. No reader worth their salt will tell you to stay happy in an abusive relationship or a relationship that's not fulfilling. Okay? However, if you find yourself in a situation where you have to rely on yourself, or you have to make do with what you have, okay? There is a line that you can walk where you want to be happy with what you have. If it's good. Now, what the fuck is going on again? Look at this. Broad daylight and this dark. Okay? And I called in the protections and everything. And this dark anomaly comes through every time I try to record. Now look, it's gone. That makes me feel like it's not negative, it's just an energy showing up to observe. But it's unsettling. What was I saying? In the present, we have our emotions, which now is interesting because the first three cards here we're talking about dealing in logic. But now in the present here, we have emotion, which means that even though we are trying to be logical, our hearts are still ruling things. And I can't say that I don't understand that, because I do. You know, there is a logical way that things should be going, but our hearts are saying something differently. So what do we trust? Who do we trust? You know? I mean, for those of us where emotion is very hard to process, it's a difficult thing, because we know those emotions are true, just as true as information and data and research and knowledge. Emotion and what's in our heart is just as true. So this is almost feeling like, even though we're trying to be in our logical emperor energy, the heart is still at play here, especially in the present. So something was called to judgment, and now maybe we're in our emotions about it. See, in the past, there was a verdict. That's what I get from judgment, a verdict. You know, like the justice card. Something was decided. Bam. But now we're in our hearts about it. Whereas sometimes people are like, now I'm in my head about it. This time we're in our hearts about it. What does our heart feel? Something doesn't sit right in our heart about what happened here. Because what happened here in the... It's funny, because in the heart of the matter is logic, but in the present is our heart. So crowning energy was emotional control. In the past, we have finality on a judgment, and now in the present, we're in our emotions about it. There was a judgment call that did not sit well with our hearts. In the near future here, we've got the messages card, number 4. It's it's an open mind. So I feel like there's messages coming in the future here, near future. I know I say 3 months, within the next 3 months. I'm sorry if that's too long for some people who want, immediate answers. But this is just reading the energy that's in prominent right now. So within the next 3 months of the near future, there will be information, messages. Keep an open mind. Something's coming in. New information is coming. You don't want to regret this judgment from the past with this new information that may be coming in the future. In the outcomes position, we have card number 1. So it's like we're coming back around to a first energy. We're coming back around to the beginning, I heard. Come on. I have every light in this house on right now. And I don't know why I keep getting that darkening anomaly. So here in the outcome we have upside down. Activate. Holy Spirit, activate, activate, activate. Holy Spirit, activate, activate, activate. All right, let's go. So this is awakening and enlightenment. So I feel like there's always multiple ways to read this, because the energies don't run linear. They represent different kinds of ways to interpret things. So from this judgment in the recent past, we're in our emotions about it, but messages are coming in and something's going to activate. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, another way to look at it is be gentle with your judgment, okay? Because you're in your feels right now, and there are messages coming in the future that you don't know yet, okay? And that may activate a whole new cycle. When I say a whole new cycle, it's because activate is number 1. So it feels like we're coming back around to the beginning, okay? The only signs I have present right now are Aries and Cancer. Aries is... late March to early April, and Cancer is late June to early July. So probably around between April and July, right? That seems to be near future. Like I said, 3 months, 3 months from now, January, February, March, April. Okay? All right, so we're gonna go to the fairies. Like I lay out the first light tarot because it's very cosmic energy. It's very 5D. So this is all high energy from spirit that's working on in the collective. Now we're going to go to the fairies. That's bringing it down a vibration to the 4D because they are they are a level above us. And we'll see what these are all pre-shuffled. I'm just going to wake them up a little bit. Hello fairies, good afternoon. Please come forward. We'd like to clarify and elaborate this central energy in the collective. At the heart of the collective is the Emperor energy. Please clarify and elaborate on the Emperor. In the heart, thank you. The Guardian of the Gate. Okay, a level up, a passage. We have to be strong because there's a gateway coming. There's a doorway we need to go through, a portal. Oh, this could be the 2-2 portal. Okay, that's a pretty powerful one. I mean, 8-8 is pretty powerful. The Lionsgate portal is always powerful. We're going to be coming up to the, I don't know what to call it. The February portal is 2/2/2022. So, I mean, there's even, if you even bring it down even more, at 2/22 on 2/22 of 2/2022, right? So we just call it the 2-2 portal. There's a gateway coming, and that's an opportunity to shed old patterns and beliefs and level up a little bit, okay? Guardian of the Gate says, passage now granted, level up a new journey, but no going back. I'm surprised the Fool energy didn't come up. We'll see if it does yet. Journey to significant change. Okay. I believe we're being told here in the heart of things with this Emperor energy, order, logic, stability, and plans. I think we're being told to get things in order. Like, get all of our things, how do I want to put this? On a 3D scale, okay? I would say pay your bills, make sure the dog goes to the vet, make sure the kids have their dentist appointments, make sure your taxes are in order because tax season ends in April. Oh, there, April, yeah. Just get 3D things in order, you know. On a higher level, I would say it's time to spiritually finally get finality here. Where's finality? Here in judgment. We need to hang on. Oh, really? That bold, huh? I heard finally decide who the fuck you want to be. I don't know if that's for somebody. Decide who you want to be already. What else? Because the opportunity is coming for you to work towards that goal. Anything else? They're getting really frustrated with us because a lot of us haven't let the past go yet. And I think that's in reference to those of us who are still in karmic cycles. See, I had words with Spirit recently because they've been having me channel for the masculines, and I keep telling them the masculines that need to hear the messages aren't listening to my tarot channel. they probably aren't listening to tarot at all. So I don't know what the fuck they want me to do if the masculines that need to hear the messages aren't listening. Some of them may still be asleep. Some of them may not even know you can watch tarot on YouTube. Some of them probably don't even care. So I don't know why I was being told to channel for the masculines when they're not listening. But feminines, we need to listen. There's a gateway coming where we need to be in our Emperor energy and be logical and know when we need to level up. Masculines, that's for you too if anybody's listening. Emperors, you're emperors now. So you need to be strong in going through this gateway. I have a feeling there's going to be something here telling us that these masculines are afraid. So let's keep going. Fairies, please come forward and clarify this chariot energy in the crown position here on our minds, coming through from the higher self. And spirit, what is this chariot? Determination, ambition, emotional control. Thank you. It's the gotcha. Damn. Okay, the gotcha is a breakdown leads to breakthrough. Okay, liberation, sudden shakeup, habits and patterns, attitudes, thoughts, and structures. It says expect the unexpected surprise. It says I know more than I see. You see the gotcha? I always get a very don't look at me, I'm not done yet feeling from the gotcha. He's like very observant about what's going on outside of himself, but he's like, don't look at me, I'm not ready. I'm not done, I'm not ready, I don't want to do this, but I see what you're talking about. I see you. You know? He's all scrunched up with his legs and he's covering his face. That's what gives me the very closed off protective mode. Like, I'm hermiting, I'm not done with my work, but I do see everything going on with you. But it's like, I wonder if that trickster gnome is gonna come out. Because this is talking about a sudden shakeup. So something in our thought processes, the downloads that we get from spirit through our higher self, through the crown chakra, that's the position I give this card to. The crown chakra, where information comes down from spirit, okay? Something in that information is making us feel like we need to control our emotions. Because it's a shakeup. There's something in the downloads that's shaking us to our feelings. But it's liberating. It's going to be liberating, even though we're fearful of it. It's going to be liberating. Like, what did I say before about shedding old before we go through the gate and level up? This is the shakeup that does that. So let's find out what happened in the recent past with this judgment. Fairies, please come forward and clarify and elaborate this judgment in the recent past. What's this final decision that shook us? And now we're trying to process. Please clarify the shakeup and judgment. Ooh, what do we have? Huh. Arvo Parrot. Something was said. Something was said. Listen well, speak true and clearly. Some truth came forward that made us make a judgment call. Or the truth was the judgment call. Like somebody said the truth, and that was the judgment call. But this also tells us that something wasn't quite kosher about the information that came through. Because he's like, his mouth is closed and he's pointing at his throat chakra, which means there's more to say than I can say. So here he's not saying what he means, and here he sees more than he knows. It's like, it's very cryptic. Like, can't you just be forthcoming and forward and honest about what you want to say? because it feels like there's really something underneath that's not being said. And Arvo Parrot is pointing at his throat chakra like, I can't say it. You have to listen. Because it also says there's nuances to watch for in body language, in phrasing, and in daydreams, it says. Somebody's not saying what they... Somebody said something they didn't mean. But their demeanor gave them away. But there was nothing they could really do about it. Because the judgment had been made, you know? But I don't think whatever this truth that came out, I feel like it was true, but it like somebody didn't want it to be true. And I think it was the person who said it. The song just said, I want to change it. I don't know if you can hear it. The line before this in this song is, I want things to be perfect like they were before. So maybe there was a judgment call on something that wasn't working. Or maybe it was work. I feel like there's fear here because with the gotcha, he's very closed off. Like, I see what's happening. I know what you're saying, but I'm not ready yet. So I have to call judgment on this, but I don't mean it. It's really weird. We'll keep going. Somebody said something that was the truth, but they didn't want it to be true, or they didn't mean it to be true. I'm not sure. Present energy, emotion. I mean, that's what's got us all in our hearts now, right? All in our feels. Something was said that we know wasn't true, but the other person swears it is true, and now we're in our feels about it. So, fairies, please come forward and clarify this emotions in the present. We're trying to control ourselves. All of this is talking about controlling yourself. So somebody... I know in a couple readings ago, there was one... Oh gosh. It must have been like 4 readings ago or something like that, where the chariot had tipped over. And the cups were all spilled and everything was just chaos, right? Gosh, I feel like something went out of control and somebody's trying to like regain their emotional control on themselves. That's why they said this thing in the past that was the truth at the moment, but if they had just listened to what their hearts were trying to say with the emotions card, it would have been completely different. So fairies, please come forward and elaborate the emotions here in the present. Control of self. Yes, absolutely. Hello, Divine Masculine. This is... If this is a love or soulmate union, this is the Divine Masculine in his actualized awakened form. Meaning he knows who he is, he knows who you are, he knows what the connection is. And somebody's in their feels about this is incredible. This is erotic energy, protection. That's what I'll elaborate on that. Leadership, procreation, the spark of life, power, fatherhood, life force, and shamanic power. The Divine Masculine on emotions. Okay, I asked to not channel for the Divine Masculine anymore, so I'm going to try to think about this real quick. I believe maybe saying that the masculines are on our hearts right now. That could be, plain and simple. Just the simple knowledge of the masculines on our heart right now. We're in our emotions over this, what the decision was by this masculine. Which, from what I can see so far, was to pull the reins on to controlling whatever emotions were starting to come out in this union. So this can either mean that a masculine made this decision and now feminines are in their hearts about it, or because they weren't ready and because they said something they didn't mean, now the masculines are in their hearts about things. Like, we've had to move forward as feminines. We couldn't sit and wait. I mean, it came out in the last couple readings that, the divine is pushing us not to sit and wait. Because, for one, we can't sit here in the past expecting them to come back, because they're not going to come back in the past. They're going to come back in the future. So we need to be prepared to move forward and be in our future for when we meet again, if we meet again. Another one was we had to take our hands off of the masculines because something is coming where only they are going to be paying their karma. We can't infringe on that, you know? Perhaps the collective masculine, the masculine collective knew that they had some things that they needed to pay. Well, karma they needed to release, okay, from the past. And they didn't want us in the mix when they do it. That's why they made this declaration of controlling, pulling back, making final decisions. I heard executive decision was made. Okay? But with Arvo Parrot here pointing to his throat chakra, meaning there's more I need to say, or I couldn't say what I mean, I feel like there's some regret here. And now, the masculine energy, again, I'm going to reiterate, this does not mean it's the man, okay? Masculine energy, feminine energy, gender does not come into play here. There are many masculines as men who are in feminine energy, perfectly acceptable. There are many women who are in masculine energy, perfectly acceptable. Because on the other side, where we're souls, just souls, there's no gender. There are no wieners or boobs on the other side. There's nothing like that in the spirit world, okay? It's energy. Gender ain't shit. So, I know for a fact many, many women who are the divine masculine in their dynamic. And I know of men who are the divine feminine in their dynamic. Okay? So I've been reading for the masculines. And I will say he, I will say she, and it has nothing to do with the body of the person that we're talking about, okay? It has to do with the energy. So, a masculine energy, or the collective masculine energies, were not ready to come forward for these unions yet. They still had karma to pay. It's frustrating because I know two divine masculines who are still in their karmic cycles. And we, as feminines, are having to be both. And I, personally, I have been running in the masculine energy for so long, I'm fucking tired. And a lot of us feminines are. We have been having to function as both masculine and feminine for so long that we're sick of it. So when masculines come forward and make decisions that we don't agree with, we're like, fine, go your way. But I need to do my shit. Because we're in the energy of being in that power, because we're just tired. I speak for a lot of other feminines. Like, we're fucking sick of it. The cycles that keep coming around and around. And another gateway's coming. Hello, here's another gateway to pass through. So now we've got to go, and the masculines are behind again. So now here we have a divine masculine in his emotions about what he's done. But guess what, masculine? So are we. You don't think that we're in our emotions over what you've done? We sure are. So let's go to the near future, please. What is this message coming through? Messages, fairies, hello. Please come forward and elaborate on these messages in the near future. I stutter. I swear. I sing. Not very well. I'm not as polished a reader as a lot of the readers on YouTube. I make mistakes. I forget things. I can devolve into a hot mess. So if you can vibe with a hot mess, then stick with me because I'm your girl. Please clarify the messages in the near future. Thank you. Okay, I mean, I never know how to read this card. It's Mike the Mileman. No, it's Mickalamuckle. It's the inner child, playfulness. Here and now, lighthearted energy, inner child, silly, playful, goof off. Choose adventure. Be as a child. It's a mixed blessing. Okay, so I feel like the message that's going to come through would be like, can we start over? Can we be friends? Can we start over as friends? You know, something like that. Can we just without the stress of the past, without the responsibilities, without, you know, without everything that just happened, can we please just be friends? I don't know how that's going to play out for the feminines because we're sick of that. And we've got plenty of friends, masculine. We've got friends. Why would we want more friends? And we're not in the energy of looking at anything in a childlike manner because we're busy running shit. So maybe you can be in this childlike state, but we can't. Okay, this also, I've been told, could be a message of a child coming forward. Oh, that makes sense because we just came through a cycle of the divine warning us about pregnancy and everything. So this could be a message that there's a child in the future. But I really feel like this is a message of, because it says also have an open mind. So maybe this is a new beginning for something, but starting new, like a child, new, small, undeveloped, untested, pure, lighthearted. You know, maybe somebody's coming in with a, but yeah, let's be friends message. But I don't know, I feel like this is very pure, like a very pure offer, you know? Like, I seriously just want to have fun with you. Can we go back to having fun, please? You know? Can we go back to just when we had fun? You know, when we weren't worried about all this deep shit and we could just Netflix and chill. You know what I mean? I feel like, but it is a mixed blessing. It's like maybe somebody wants the goofy friendship, but not anything grown up, you know? And that's why I was saying in the past that, like, we're out of sync, masculine and feminine, because they wake up later than we do. We wake up to the connection like, shit, that's mine. That is my person. That is my twin. That's the other half of me. What do I need to do to make this happen? And Spirit says you need to do this, and you need to do this, and you need to let this go, and you need to burn this bridge, and you need to learn this lesson. And the feminines are like, fuck, this is gonna hurt, but I'll do it because that's my masculine, and I'll do it for him. But then the masculines don't wake up to that. Some of them are still stuck in karmic cycles. Some of them are still stuck with rebounds. Some of them are still stuck in relationships where they made a jump decision in the past and now they're stuck with it. Okay, they see that this other connection is divine, but they don't know how to get out of this. Okay, that's why they had to make this very across the board judgment, like, I'm not ready for this, I can't do this, you know? Or maybe this is the feminine even in the future going, okay, you can't be this right now. Can we just go back to a connection and just, can we have any kind of connection? You know, just let's take all of the stress out of it and let's just be playful. This could be either one. Oh, sorry, I had to pause. My kid came home and wanted to order Chinese food, so that's fun. Where were we? Oh, that's not too loud. Near future, messages, an open mind, and then this Mickalamackle, this childish energy. I think something like maybe a message to start something new, something from the beginning. Because Mickalamackle, he gives this wonderful energy of potential, you know, like nothing is set yet. I heard no mistakes were made yet when it's that young or that new. So this might be a message of like a new energy coming in that comes in with joy and purity, you know? Silly, playful, goofy. But like, I mean, right after the masculine is here, like this is a fully formed masculine energy, you know? This, it's like going from like a real man to like a kid, you know, like somebody too young for you. The energy's too young. I feel like, I don't know, like we've got daddy on our mind, but we're getting a fuck boy, you know? I mean, that's for someone, not all of us. This is like a collective. So what I really want to stress about this message in the future is that it's going to be something pure. It's going to be something, I heard no strings, I heard no expectations, I heard from the beginning, I heard, yeah, just fresh and childlike, you know? Why am I wiggling here? Oh, okay, hang on. Embrace the darkness. And this is completely not what we want. Because we have been trying to struggle with the masculines to come into their own power. I mean, it shows right here. Emperor energy. Himself is here. You know, judgment call. Um, but then in the near future, we get a message from this childlike energy. So either this is a message of a child coming in, or this is a message like page energy. Like, can we start over? Or can we start there? Okay, so there's, can we start over, and also can we just start from something? So this could be like different energies for whoever in the collective resonates. For some of you, it'll be somebody like the masculine, maybe from the past, going, hey, can we start over? For others, and this is what I get more strongly, it's somebody else coming in going, hey, can we start something? Like, and it's from scratch, it's like new, you know? So let's go into the future and see what this outcome, this activate, awakening, and enlightenment is. Fairies, please come forward. Clarify and elaborate this awakening. Dang. Oh, damn. Well, I'll take it because it came out. Via the fiery sword. That's the sword of truth. That's the ace of swords. Breaking old bonds. Clear and focused will. Action, willpower, and ask for assistance. This is Archangel Michael's sword. Michael is the Archangel of protection, especially for warriors and soldiers and fighters and light workers and stuff. So I'm going to see what else elaborates this, because it feels like somebody's going to come in with a small childish offer and someone else is going to say, you know what, I might be a little too I'm a little... What I heard was, I'm too far advanced for this level of an offer. However, it's not as condescending as that. What it is someone realizing, oh, we really are on different levels now. So I can't be what you want me to be, and you can't give me what I want you to give me. And there's not going to be a reciprocity here because they're going to be on different levels. It's like this masculine is going to knock himself down a few levels from being an actualized, how can I explain this? It's like he's backtracking from an emperor to a child, especially with what he can offer, the feminine, right? And it almost feels like the outcome is activating this truth within, that it's different now. But then again, like I say, always, with this energy, there's different layers to the energy, and I have to read them as many ways as I can. So in some instances, there may be an offer coming in the near future that is lower than you expect from a divine emperor masculine here. This is a very childish offer. And the feminine in question may realize that awakening here, that the truth is that there needs to be more. But in another instance, it could be that this masculine realizes that his offer is too little right now, and that the awakening and enlightenment is that he needs to take action in order to see the truth. So this can go many different ways, and if I feel like, I always feel like these are really disjointed when I have to interpret on several different levels. So please put yourself where you resonate, and the messages that you need to hear will find you. So I'm going to take a pause and just see if I can't hear any other messages, and I will be back in a minute. So I think what I'm getting here mostly is that there was a head over heart decision here. Or maybe not even just a decision, but like a circumstance where somebody needed, they felt they needed to rein in their feelings. And they made a head over heart decision. But it wasn't the truth. We see that with Arvo Parrot. It's saying listen well and speak true and clearly. But it also tells us to listen to nuances in body language and phrasing, okay? So there was something in the past that was said, but it wasn't meant that way. And it was, I believe it was from the masculine, because we've got all masculine energy here and himself on the emotion card. I feel like this masculine, whoever himself is representing, really has these strong emotions for the situation. But they made a decision from ego and not from the heart. And now this message coming in the future is like a playful, goofy, like they're gonna come forward like a kid, like, hey, you wanna, can we be friends? Can we try this from friendship or whatever? I don't know how that's gonna sit with the feminine, because, there's an activation here of the truth. Clear and focused will in action. I feel like I heard like the action is not going to be the same as the mess. I can't explain what I'm seeing. I feel like this communication is going to be very childlike, but what's underneath it is there's an activation of something that brings the truth in the future. So let's move on to the Gilded, and we're gonna, I haven't checked the bottom of the decks yet. Okay, let's go back to the first light. So at the heart of the matter, we've got the Emperor. That's where this person is in their in the ego, in their strength position. Okay, and then we had the Chariot, which was a drive and emotional control, but it's also the potential of movement. You know, like a moving forward. But yet it's crowned here with the Gotcha, which is don't look at me, I'm not ready yet. So it's not there's movement desired and on their mind, but it's not ready yet. Then in the past we had a judgment call, which was the truth being spoken, but I feel like there was underlying things in the truth that made it not complete. Okay? So then in the present here, the masculine is in their feels about it. Because there is this wonderful masculine energy here. It says procreation and protection and leadership. And look, masculines, that's what we love about when you're in your power, is you are leaders. And we have been so in our masculine energy for so long that we want a co-ruler. You know, we want someone who can be leader with us. Or just lead, you know. The spark of power. I mean, we want that from you. And you want that from yourself because it's here, right here in your emotions. You know who you are. You feel your own power, and we feel it too. And it's being shut off from the both of us. You're shutting that off from yourself, and you're shutting it off from us. And why? We can't figure out why. But here in the future, we've got these messages, keep an open mind, and then Mickle-a-Muckle, which is very childish energy. And then the awakening and activation of enlightenment. And then the Sword of Truth came out on that, which is, I mean, a very good card to come out on enlightenment. Bam, the truth. Bottom of the deck was the Hanged Man, okay. Healing, yeah, okay. And thought. So, yeah. Hangman energy is like hermit energy, but whereas the hermit will go in within to gain a larger perspective, the hangman goes within to gain inner perspective. So somebody's going to be going within again. You know, this is what we've been seeing, the trend we've been seeing for months and months, is that people are going within to figure out where they stand. And where does he stand? He stands where he needs to heal. But with this card, it says service to others. That's Chiron energy. In order to heal something within yourself, you need to help somebody else heal that within themselves. So I think what this is saying is, excuse me, if this is still a message for the masculines, it's like, you will heal yourselves, masculine, by helping the feminines heal. Helping your feminine heal will heal you. And that only stands to reason because you're the same soul. You know, or your soul mates. So the energies between you are so interlinked that when one is broken, the other is. However, with the feminines, we have been being pushed for the last, I'll say the last year. At least the last 9 months, because the cycle of the, excuse me, the cycle that ended with Lionsgate last year was the eclipse cycle that ushered in soulmates into union. Well, some of us didn't make it because y'all are straggling your feet. I think the masculines that are stuck in karmic cycles are going to be enlightened to that fact. And I hope that it's soon, you know, because they need to be healed, and so do we. But we're running out of time. So we're going to go on to the Gilded. That's bringing it down a vibration into the 3D. Everything's shuffled already. I'm just going to wake up the decks. Hello. Please come forward, Spirit. Clarify the Emperor with Guardian of the Gate. Watching on high and dry, when no one can see, if there's no one to blame, blame it on me. Please clarify the Emperor energy with the gate. Thank you. See? Ten of Swords. This is the ending of a painful cycle. That's what the heart of the... That's at the heart of the collective. Stability and order after going through this gate, which ends a painful cycle. This level up ending a painful cycle, but it's on the Emperor. So that's why I feel like this is masculine energy. And again, like I said, this masculine could be a woman. Like, in the Ravens, the group that I'm a part of, there's a bunch of us with Libra energy. Libra is a masculine energy. And those of us who feel like we're in this dynamic, we have a lot of masculine placements, even though we function from the divine feminine aspect. So there's a bunch of us in the collective that have done the work of integrating and balancing the masculine and feminine energies within ourselves, because that's the level we have to be at in order to meet the masculines after they balance the masculine and feminine within themselves. It's complicated, and that's why the masculines are taking so long, because a lot of them aren't on the same page. We're out of sync. So whereas a lot of the feminines are in their masculine energy all the time, the masculines still aren't sure where they are. This at the heart of the... Oh. Okay. They just said... Hang on. Yep. There's a thunder in our hearts. There's so much hate for the ones we love. Tell me we both matter, don't we? Okay, I feel like there's a cycle of masculines that are coming through the gate. They're coming through this portal, and they're defeated and wounded because they had to end this painful cycle. Three birds, I gotta sing the song. Rise up this morning, smile at the rising sun. Three little birds perched on my doorstep, singing sweet songs of a melody pure and true. And they're saying, this is our message to you. I really feel like there is a subsection of the masculines that are coming through the portal, ending a painful cycle. That's what this stack means. So that's pretty cut and dry. We can go up to the crown. What's crowning this energy? We've got the Chariot, which is drive and determination, ambition, and emotional control. But we've got the Gotcha on it, which is a sudden shakeup. So there was something in that they were trying to get a rein on something that really shook them up. A breakdown leads to a breakthrough. But they fought it. I feel like they fought it. They saw it. Because it says, I see more than I know. I see more than I know. I know more than I see. So somebody has intuition here because from what they see, they can infer more information. Yeah. Please clarify this shakeup on top of the chariot, emotional control. Yeah, again, with this energy where the chariot just kind of fell over, you know? Like they lost control of their emotions and they don't want us to look at them. So please clarify the gotcha on the chariot. Queen of Cups, exactly. That's what shook them. They recognized their Queen of Cups. And they don't even want to look at her. See? She came forward with her cup and offered it. And he's like, I don't look at me. I can't take this. I'm not ready. And whatever this chariot was, this drive, this movement forward was completely halted with this offer. And what they don't understand is this offer is pure and from the divine. That's the Ace of Cups she's holding. You know? That's for you. But they can't even look at it. They see it. It says, I know more than I see. The intuition is there that this is the truth. This is a true offer. She's coming forward in her finery, almost Empress energy, to the masculine, you know? And another way to look at it is that what he had to turn away from, the breakdown which led to the breakthrough, was that he was full of emotion for it too, but he couldn't go anywhere, you know? So in the recent past, please clarify Arvo Parrot on judgment. Something was said, but there was something else that wasn't. Please clarify Arvo Parrot on judgment. How'd you get 10 of Wands? This is too much. It's too much. That's what was said. That's what wasn't said. Maybe in some cases it was said. This is too much. What wasn't said was that they're ready to, yeah, they're not ready to put it down. I hate this because I asked Spirit to take me out of it, you know, because I didn't want to channel from my point of view. But I've said this. I've said this to people. Put it down. It's a burden you don't have to carry anymore. Put it down. You know? But somebody just, they couldn't. But it's like, there was something unsaid. There was something unsaid, but it was a burden. Either way. Let's see what's in the present, please, Spirit. Come forward and elaborate on himself on emotion. What is this masculine so emotional over, please? What is this masculine emotional for? What's in this masculine emotions? The Lovers! You saw it drop! I can't make it up. The Lovers. They're in their feels over this fucking connection. And it brought nothing but disruption. But it was so pure. Look at her. This is the psychic queen. She comes forward spiritually. This is a spiritual love offer. You know, and he just didn't want to look at it. Because I think he wanted something playful, not something meaningful. That's the truth. That was the truth. That was what's activated. the fact that he was offered something spiritual and real, but he was in the mindset of only wanting something simple and childlike. But part of him is struggling with this because he is an evolved emperor. He knows he should want more than something childish. And it's here, it's the lovers. That's what's on his mind. Look at him. Look at his eyes. He's not sleeping. You can't really tell, but from looking at it, I mean, I wish you could tell. He's bloodshot. He's tired. He's lit up. He's activated, which means he's aware of all his emotions. And he's not getting any sleep. And here we've got the Ten of Swords. I mean, he's not getting any sleep over this lover's situation. Now, also in the card with these lovers is dolphins. And dolphins, they're very symbolic because they live in the deep ocean, and the deep ocean is representative of the deep emotions that we have, the ocean of emotion, okay? So these two know they have deep emotions for each other, but it also links to Mickalumuckle because dolphin energy is very playful energy, you know? So I think what he's in his mind about is that this love offer was both. It was deep and spiritual, but it was light and playful. And it's just what he wanted, but he wasn't ready for it. So can we elaborate on Mickalumuckle in the future, this message, the mixed blessing? Walk away from. Wow, I hate to show that I've lost control because I keep going back to the one thing that I need to walk away from. That's what that song was saying. Holy crap. Don't tell me that having music on doesn't help channel, because that's exactly what this has all been saying. Let's go back. I'll turn it up and we'll go back and listen to it. Oh shit. Let me find it again, because I know you need to hear this. I can't stop my suffering. I hope to show that I lost control, 'cause I keep going right back to the one thing that I need to walk away from. I hope that was loud enough to hear over my horrible singing. But you get the drift. It's like somebody is stuck knowing that this offer, this connection is absolutely pure and loving. But it's not what they want right now. So please clarify Mickalumuckle in the future. Two of Pentacles, juggling. I'm about to break. I can't stop this act. I'm addicted to your lure, and I'm feeding for a cure. Okay, I'm going to put this in the description because that is way, very descriptive of what's happening. So I'm going to not get distracted for a second. In fact, I might just skip it. And I'll put the link to this song in the description because it's definitely apropos of what we're talking about. Right now I just want something in the background that I can channel with. So, okay, in the near future, we have messages. We've got Mikalamuckle, which is childlike and a mixed blessing. Choose adventure, be as a child. Here and now, lighthearted. And then Two of Pentacles. Again, the dolphins. We've got deer and stag in two different... That's masculine and feminine here. And then we've got dolphins again. In this Two of Pentacles. Right here with the ship. So what I used to get with this card is not just juggling, okay? Masculine very well, or feminine, someone very well could be juggling two things. But because they're pentacles, which is earthly 3D stuff, I don't usually get the Two of Pentacles as juggling two relationships. Like a lot of people think, oh, they're juggling two people. I mean, yeah, it could be, but this is like work and just 3D things, work and school and getting, the dog to the vet and, I mean, just stuff, 3D stuff. What he can't see is what he's got his back turned to, which is this boat here. This is the boat that's in the Three of Wands. What he's waiting for to come is being brought. And it's being brought by this dolphin here. The dolphin's leading it in from out in the ocean. This is like what you're waiting for is being brought to you from the deep emotion, from source. Because the deep ocean is Pisces energy, and Pisces will bring you so deep into your emotions that it almost leads you back to source, almost back to the divine. And the only guide that can come up from that deep and lead something is the dolphin. But that again is playful friend energy. So what he's not seeing, what he's got his back turned to, is that this offer, what he's been waiting for this whole time, came in with a friend. And he turned his back on it. That's what this playful energy was, this friend. That's what the message is going to be from a friend. And it's not even that it's a message from a friend. It's going to be a message about a friend. Somebody who was in his energy, just like, hey, let's just be friends. Underneath that is what he's been waiting for. But he's juggling other things. So he's got his back turned to the fact that his ship has come in and has been guided in by a messenger from the divine in the form of a friendship. There's something else on here. Hang on. No, that's it? Okay, keep going? Okay. In the outcome here, with this message from the Fiery Sword on Activate, I feel like this truth, whatever this truth is coming in, is going to bam, it's going to be like a shot. Like a tower, but not a bad tower. I don't expect that the tower will come out, but we'll see. But I feel like this is going to activate this enlightenment in someone that, oh, this was the real offer. This Queen of Cups that I turned my back on. Please clarify the Sword of Truth on Activate. This breaking old bonds. Please clarify Key of the Fiery Sword on Activate. It's too many. Something's gonna be like a light switch. That's what I get from Activated, Enlightenment, okay. Yes, the Ace of Cups. Yes. He's going to see that this offer was the truth. This cup that this queen was bringing forward, that he closed himself off to, the enlightenment is going to be that was the offer. that was going to bring what he had been waiting for here. That ship that's bringing in this cup from the divine. That's the truth. Hopefully he sees that. So I'm going to back up again because I forgot to do bottom of the deck for the fairies. We've got Penelope Dreamweaver, which is inspiration, dreams and visions. So whoever this is has been getting dreams and synchronicities from the divine about this connection. Underneath that, though, is the meddler. Bodek the meddler. The fixer, the whisperer, the saboteur. Somebody sabotaged this. If not someone on the outside, then somebody in their own hearts and their minds sabotaged this for no reason. Underneath that is Indy. And Indy is, again, the Two of Pentacles, juggling. Wishy-washy. Do I, don't I? This or that. Her or her. You know, which one do I pick? Which one is true? Which one blah, blah, blah. And underneath that is the Sage. I love this card. The Sage has inner vision. He knows the truth. Underneath the Sage was the blank slate card, you know, coming out of nowhere. Under that was honesty. All right. They're going to have to really face the truth here, which is that this connection was true and real and exactly what they were waiting for, but they turned their back on it. But they're still in their heads about it in the present. See the masculine here? Everything's lit up. Heart chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra. He knows. He feels, he sees, he knows. And what is it? It was this lovers. This divine union was right bam in front of him. You know? So underneath the Gilded, we've got the Knight of Cups, which is good energy, the Seven of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. That makes sense. So the Knight of Cups, somebody is coming forward or came forward with a true offer. But the Seven of Wands is somebody who is on the defensive, okay? I'm not even going to fight about this, he says. The thing with this card is I can't ever tell if he's trying to come in the door and he's trying to, you know, fight off who's ever trying to stop him, or if he's trying to leave and he's defending his position to leave. Underneath that is the Wheel of Fortune, divine timing. Okay, so everything seems like it's moving along with the divine here. So we're going to go on. Oh, I'm going to pause real quick and get something quick to eat, and I'll be back in like 1 minute. Okay, so a couple of the things that I was getting was here in this stack in the past, on the Judgment card, was him saying, he said a truth, but it wasn't the whole truth, okay? And on top of it, we've got the Ten of Wands. Now, the Tens are always ending cycles. So, the Ten of Swords is ending painful, the swords are thoughts. So, it's like whatever was burdening our thoughts, whatever information, dreams and worries, things like that, that cycle was ending. That's the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Wands is action. So this is like burdens, okay? Things that he had been carrying and putting it down. So I feel like some of these masculines made a judgment call to halt this connection and saying they couldn't do it right now. But what they weren't saying was it's because they had these other burdens that they had to put down yet. So when that part of the song came on, I keep going right back to the one thing that I need to walk away from. And it's because a lot of our masculines are stuck in karmic cycles. Okay? Some of them are stuck with karmics. Like living with them, like in relationships with them. That's not something that they can break easily. So of course it's going to take a lot of time. Because these could have been perfectly fine, happy marriages. that they understand now are not serving them anymore. And they, in turn, are not serving their other person anymore. In other cases, they are stuck in the same cycle we're stuck in. We're stuck waiting for them. Some of them are stuck waiting for other people. And I've seen it across the board. I've seen it with other masculines that some of the collective are dealing with. They are stuck because they actually believe that this other karmic connection might be the true connection. Excuse me. So a few readings ago, we were dealing with the idea that the masculines don't know which one is which. Okay? Some of them have connections from way back. I can relate. There's a connection from way back that began Six of Cups style, back in like childhood or young adulthood, okay? And they feel so firmly that that connection is the soulmate connection, that when this other connection comes in to heal them, they don't know that that one is true, because what they're feeling with the karmic connection is so real that they feel like this new connection coming in is a terrible distraction that's just going to derail them from their path of getting to their true feminine. Okay? But then there are some in the cycle who don't realize that that long-standing connection is karmic. And karmics are only here to teach us things about ourselves that we need to integrate and release so that we can move on our path towards what we're really meant for. So in some cases, that past connection that's tethering them might be a true twin soulmate connection, but their connection is stuck waiting on a karmic. Do you see what the problem is? What's the song that Adam Sandler sang in The Wedding Singer? I think it was called What Love Stinks. What does it say? He loves her and she loves someone else, but he loves somebody else and you just can't win. So a lot of the situations that I've seen is the feminine trying to waken her masculine, okay? But the masculine has his eyes on a karmic. Unfortunately, that karmic can't commit to him because she has her eyes on someone else. And you can't win. But the reason that this has been kiboshed is because he cannot commit, because there's how can I say this? He's waiting on some other cycle to close. But he doesn't understand that he's the one who needs to close it. And some of them don't have the financial capacity to close this karmic cycle, but they know who their feminine is, Some of them don't have the emotional fortitude to close this cycle. I get it. Because they are so convinced that that past person is the one. I get it. Believe me, I understand. But when this new connection comes in that can heal them both, he doesn't even want to look at it. And I get that too. So we're going to go one more layer with the Tarot of the Divine. This is the one that's mythology and folklore from around the world. I do not know every particular story that's on these cards. In those cases, I will interpret that intuitively. Okay? I apologize because sometimes this deck makes me very emotional. So I might get emotional with this message. I'm frustrated because it's the same message over and over again for the past few months, and there's no progress. yet. So we're really frustrated to see that we're still stuck in the same energy. We're being pushed to go forward and end our cycles, but the masculines are still stuck. He knows this is a true connection. We've got the lovers here right on top of him. You know, bam. He had it. He had it. And now he has neither. But guess what, masculine? Neither do we. So please clarify the Ten of Swords in the Ten of Swords on top of this gateway. He can't come through the gate yet. He can't take his level up because he has to end this cycle. Please clarify the Ten of Swords on the Guardian of the Gate. Oh, I heard if I end this, it's going to hurt too much. Because what the visual I got was him coming through the gate, and as soon as he comes through the gate, bam, all those swords are in his back. Okay. Please clarify the Ten of Swords on Guardian of the Gate. Too many. Hierophant peaked. That's soul contract energy. Please clarify the Ten of Swords on Guardian of the Gate. Spirit, please clarify the Ten of Swords on Guardian of the Gate. What do I have after this? Queen of Swords wanted to peek. That makes sense. Buckethead? Yeah, we'll place a Buckethead. Please clarify Ten of Swords on Guardian of the Gate. Too many. Three of Cups and King of Swords, though. Oh, Queen of Cups here we've got is water energy. That makes sense. It's on the Chariot, which is Cancer. So there might be a Pisces and Cancer involved. Two of Pentacles is earth energy. Swords is air. Wands is fire. We've got everything out here. The Lovers is Gemini. Yeah. I don't have any definitive signs yet. So please clarify the Ten of Swords on the gate, Guardian of the Gate. Okay. Five of Swords. Five of Swords is winning, but at what cost? Somebody's going to get hurt. And I just heard, I don't want it to be me. So it's not going to be me. At the heart of the matter, the Ten of Swords. I choose me, basically. That's what he did. He chose neither. He chose himself. Self-preservation. He has to choose himself. I'm not sure how many masculines are at this point yet. Maybe they're still just considering it. It is at the heart of the collective, so maybe it's at the heart of the matter. Like they know in their hearts they need to do this, choose themselves to end this cycle. But I don't know how many have actually moved to do it yet. Crowning energy, please. Clarify the Queen of Cups on the gotcha. Don't look at me yet. The Emperor. The Emperor. They're mirroring each other. Emperor energy. Crowning. Okay, let me look at this. The Chariot, which is potential for movement. But the gotcha, which is a sudden shakeup. The sudden shakeup was this queen coming forward. And three birds again. Messages. I'm not going to sing again. The Emperor. I heard, I want to be here. And she's like, I want you here. Look at this beautiful. Look at this. I want you, good sir. But he hasn't pulled his sword out of the stone yet. He isn't in his power yet. But here in the middle, The crown, the heart of the matter is Emperor energy. He wants to be in his power. And she wants him in his power. Maybe that's what that is. Because this is crowning energy, so what's on her mind is that she wants her emperor. Look at that. Somebody needs to come forward and be in their power. Someone is and someone needs to. Hang on, I'm getting something. I feel like I need to say something about the positioning of these Emperor cards. Here in the middle, he's at the bottom, with all of these things on top of him. The gateway before him, knowing he needs to end this cycle and knowing he needs to choose himself, even at the cost of others. But he's at the bottom here, in the heart of it. Here in the crowning energy, he's on top. So we had reining in the emotions. Don't look at me. But see, I can't ignore the rest of what this card means. Breakdown leads to a breakthrough. Like, he knows what this is. Liberation. He knows this can free him. This offer from this beautiful queen can free him. And that was the shakeup. But I feel like in his mind, he is taking control. In his heart, he's not. But in his mind, he is. Remember when I said it was going to be a head over heart decision? In his heart, in the heart of the matter, he's on the bottom. Okay? And he's being piled on by all these different things. But in his mind, all these different things are underneath him, and he's coming out on top. Yeah, he's got to put himself first, and it's going to hurt a lot of people. But, unfortunately, it's going to hurt him more if he doesn't. So here in the recent past, please clarify the Ten of Wands on top of Arvel Parrot. He's like, I said what I said, but I didn't say all that I needed to say. And now there's this burden that he's carrying around. Please clarify the Ten of Wands on Arvel Parrot. Something was said, but it wasn't all that needed to be said. And now it's a burden. Please clarify the Six of Cups. That's the love from the past. Now I have to reiterate, there are two sets here, okay? There's the set where the Six of Cups connection from the past is a karmic connection that he needs to let go of. I don't know if she'll come out, but recently in the past, when it was talking about the karmic that the masculine was attached to, Scheherazade would come out with the High Priestess in this deck. Scheherazade was a noble woman who was supposed to be married to a good king. Well, he wasn't a good king at the time. She was supposed to be paired with a king, but every time the king came to her to be united, she would tell him a story that would take so long to tell that he had to come back later. But when he came back later, she was like, "Oh, I didn't finish my story." So there's a set of masculines who are connected to a karmic that keep telling him a story every time he comes back to see if they're ready. And it's usually, I'm not done yet. Maybe in the future I'll finish and then we can be together. And then he comes back in the future and she says, I'm not ready yet. Maybe in the future we can be together. Well, guess what, masculine? Now, we're in our 40s and 50s and they're still telling you the same damn story. That's that Six of Cups. That burden. Okay? This burdensome cycle. Count the wands here. There's 10 of them. Okay? Six of Cups. This is a past. Oh, hang on. I heard a past life connection but also a past in this life, you know? Now, in other cases, it's a little more positive. In other cases, even though I know the masculines who need to hear this aren't listening to tarot or my channel, there is a bond from childhood that is the true connection, okay? And whatever connection was made recently is karmic. But they're ignoring this in order to stay in the karmic connection. Either way, with both of these groups, they're hung up on the karmics. Okay? In some cases, the one from the past is the karmic. In some cases, the one from the present is the karmic. The problem is the masculines can't tell the difference. Okay? That's the burden. The burdensome cycle in both cases is that there is a link from the past. Which one is which, they can't tell. So please clarify in the present the lover's on top of himself. He knows which connection is which. Or maybe he doesn't and that's just what's on his mind. Which one is which. So can we get a clarification on the lover's on himself, please? Present, shit. King of Cups made a peek, but it's unruly here. Present energy, emotion, himself. This person could be a father or want to be a father. Erotic energy, there was a lot of like lusty passion here. That's why, look at this Lover's card. They're in a lustful embrace. But it's from the divine. You see the golden light coming down on both of them? This was a divine connection. That's what's on his mind, is that when they were together, he could not deny that that was a good connection. It's just he didn't want to see it. What's this? The 8 of Coins. It was too much work. Something was too much work. 8 of Coins is something that you have to really work at. But look at her, how she's worked. These are all these pentacles have thorns on them. So everything she put into this work was painful. There was no joy in this. There was no joy in creating this. It was all thorns and blood and pain. And they're pissed too. Because it's like all this work for nothing. That's what was on his mind, that connection, that lover's connection, and it turned out to be working for nothing. Not only working for nothing, but the work they put into it hurt them. Maybe that's what he's coming to realize here, but whatever the connection was, this karmic connection that he thought was this lover's, was too much painful work. Because, okay, remember what I said about Scheherazade, how the king would come to her and like, okay, tonight we'll be together now, right? And she's like, well, no, I haven't finished yet. So let me tell you the rest of my story and then we can be together. Okay, I don't know if it's going to let me show you, but look at that face. It's like all this fucking work and I'm not getting anything. It's pained. It's sad. It's like she's gathering up everything she's done with her bloody hands and feet and her disappointed face. Don't mind the chipped nail polish. And she has to deal with the fact that this connection almost killed her. Or in his case, it almost killed him. Like he put so much work into this. Then he's not getting anything out of it but pain. And he had so much hope for it, too. That is a beautiful union. He had so much hope for this union. But it just... It's like I said, like the look on her face is like, I put so much time into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know? And it was this one, the one from the past, not the new one. It was the connection from the past that was so burdensome. So let's go to the near future here. This Two of Pentacles on Mickle-a-Muckle. What is this? Three of Cups. Okay. That's a third party. Juggling. Okay. A message to start something playful. That he's juggling, but he doesn't see that the true connection is coming in with this friend, this Three of Cups. Yeah. Three of Cups is like, yeah, it's reconciliation and what was the other one? Reunion. So maybe that, yeah, this friend that offered this thing that he was ignoring, there could be an opportunity to rekindle this. And this will be very healing because friendship like this is joyful, which is such a change from this Eight of Coins here, which was painful, you know? But there could be real joy here with this friend one. And like I said, I say this is a friend because it comes in very unburdened. Like there's no burdens here. Very new. But I also say it's friendly because it's this dolphin. Like a couple months ago when this card came up, it was telling me that this dolphin was a friend that's leading in this ship of everything that this man desired. But he doesn't see it because he's got his back turned juggling other things. Okay? And on top of that, then we got the Three of Cups, which is a reunion or a reconciliation of a friend group. So maybe he'll realize that this new connection, the one that was light and friendly, actually hides exactly what he's waiting for, that he's not going to fulfill in this burdensome cycle with the karmic from the past. Final message here, Ace of Cups on the Ace of Swords on Activate. Please clarify this Ace of Cups on the Ace of Swords. The Two of Cups, you guys. Oh my god. Okay. Besides the Hierophant dropping on this, that's like the only missing piece for me to know that this is a soulmate connection. We've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Two of Cups, we've got the Six of Cups, we've got the Emperor and the Queen. I mean, that's pretty good. We've got emotion and himself. We've got the Divine Masculine here. We've got the Lovers. And now we have the Two of Cups. I love this card. This one story I do know. This is Gilgamesh, the king, and Enkidu, his friend. Okay? So, I believe it was in ancient Mesopotamia, in the land of Uruk, there was a king named Gilgamesh who was unmatched in power and strength and wisdom. He was basically King Solomon for them, okay? However, he was so in his ego that he could not be reined in. And weren't we talking about reining in the emotions and everything? He was very over emotional and passionate. And he ran amok, tearing things up. He would conquer, he was fucking, he was drinking, he was pillaging, he was doing everything a good king wasn't supposed to do. So the gods were like, what the fuck are we going to do with this guy? He's running rampant over everything. So they were like, okay, send him a rival. And bring him from the uncivilized tribes. So there were tribes of people outside of the king's domain, and Enkidu was one of them. So Enkidu came to the kingdom of Uruk and heard about the king. One of his things that he was doing was instituting prima nocta, which basically meant he was fucking all the brides on their wedding night instead of letting the husbands do it. So Enkidu, even though he was a uncivilized, unwashed, from the outer tribes, he was like, fuck that. That's fucked up. I'm going to go and have words with this king. So Enkidu came into the city, found there was going to be a mass wedding, and staked out the bride's chambers, knowing that when the king showed up, they were going to scrap. Okay? So when the king showed up and tried to institute prima nocta, Enkidu wasn't having it, and they fought. And they fought. And they fought. They fought until they realized they were equals. From different tribes, from different families, looked completely different. One was civilized, one was wild, one was educated, one was not. And it was only through this struggle that they realized they were meant for each other. Now, it wasn't overtly stated in the inscriptions that there was a homosexual relationship between the king and his friend, but it's heavily implied. And back then, they'd fuck anything, including each other. So it was through the struggle, it was through realizing that they were totally different, that they had to go through all of that to accept the fact that they were meant for each other. So I believe, like, after this burdensome cycle, even though they're both so different, I have to believe with my heart that somehow Spirit will show them that they are actually meant for each other, even though they are so different. Now, sometimes with this deck, the lovers will, like, we have the lovers here for the Gilded, but in the lovers for the Tarot of the Divine, the story fairy tale one, it's Beauty and the Beast. And you have Belle and the Beast, and it looks just like these two, only the king now is a princess, and the beast still has his horns in the Lover's card. That, I think, is beautiful. Bottom of the deck here, we've got the 2 of coins, same as up here, the 2 of pentacles, juggling. We've got the Ace of Swords, same as over here, and the 10 of pentacles. That's beautiful because we had the two bad 10s, like the 10 of wands and the 10 of swords, which was ending painful cycles. Now we have the 10 of pentacles, which is the end of a beautiful cycle. Well, ending a cycle beautifully. So 2 of coins is juggling, Ace of Swords is clarity, and then 10 of pentacles is fruition of a beautiful cycle. So I'm not sure what I'm going to call this. I think I'm going to call it by that Christina Aguilera song that we saw. That song Walk Away. I'm going to put that in the description. I hate to say it, but basically we're still stuck in the same energy where the masculine is still working out that he needs to let go of the karmic cycle. It's just that he can't figure out which one is which. There's 2 connections in his life, one from the past and a new one from the present. The one from the present was brought in to heal them both. The one from the past could be a karmic that he's supposed to let go, but he can't tell which one's which. We're still in the same energy. So I guess I'll just leave it here, and I'll have to come back in a couple of days, maybe a week or so. That's actually why there's been time in between my readings from the last time, is because not much of the energy has changed. So maybe I'll come back in a day or two and we'll do a ancestors message like I did before. I really liked how that one turned out. And I had tried to record one recently, but I was having like lighting issues and stuff, so I just scrapped it. I've scrapped quite a few of these in the last week or so because either something wouldn't work out, because Mercury's in retrograde again, treating us like it's bitch, and or else I couldn't vibe with the message that was coming through. So I'm gonna try maybe later, maybe tomorrow, to bring forth an ancestors and angels message like I did a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna leave it here, you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope that resonated with someone, and I hope it was useful. I hope it made sense. If it did resonate and you'd like to support my channel, my Venmo is Arkytior46. And I'd be thankful for anything that ends up there. Until then, always remember and please use your safe word. Bye.